to another edition of A Priest Abroad, and happy St. Mark the Evangelist Day. Well, today is an interesting day for me. I had to get particularly early because I have builders here. They're outside as we speak. Many years ago, when I was a young lad, a teenager, you know, teenagers often like to hide away in bedrooms, don't they? And do various activities. Well, one of my favourite activities when I used to hide away in my bedroom in Huntingdonshire many years ago was learn how to play the guitar. And I had a particularly cheap guitar, didn't cost a lot, and I was only a beginner, and it came with a book, a floppy book, which introduced you into the dark art of guitar chords. Well, anyway, I was very excited about this, so I sat up on my bed plucking my instrument, and the first thing I learnt to pluck was a particular chorus that many Christians will know, when Joshua fought the Battle of Jericho. And it was only 3 chords. It was quite it was quite dull, actually. I think it was E, A, and then I think D minor. It was 3 chords, and it was rather dour. Just Joshua fought the Battle of Jericho, change chord, Jericho, change chord, Jericho. Joshua fought the Battle of Jericho, D minor, and the walls came tumbling down. Well, my walls are coming tumbling down today. I'm going to show you the walls before, during and after, and hopefully show you the new walls going up. The only thing that's keeping them up is ivy at the moment. It's very old property, probably about 1840. And I'm quite excited about it. I've never had any money to do anything on this place, but I've managed to sell a few antiques and sort my life out. And so I thought, let's go for it. I've also got the roofer coming today, because water comes in my home regularly and gets in all sorts of places. So I've got a roofer going up there to sort out my pan tiles. So that's an exciting job. It'd be nice to be watertight. There's an old expression that an Englishman's home should be like his clothes and animals. It should rot nobly around one. Well, resting on my lap is a peculiar thing. I can't really lift it up, or maybe I can. Can you see this? That shows us not that the cement mixer is working, but the the obligatory ghetto blaster. Do they call them that anymore? Boogie box, I think we used to call them. Or, I don't know a builder that doesn't use a boogie box or a loud wireless whilst working, and why shouldn't they? It must be quite boring. Somebody's knocking on the door. I better go and see what it is. I suspect it's the builders wanting to talk about the footings. I'll be right back. And Joshua fought the Battle of Jericho, and the walls came tumbling down. I'm hoping by the end of the day this wall might be no more. See this wall? It's all going to go. It's all overgrown. In fact, all that ivy is the only thing that's holding it up presently. We come down here, and it's still being held up by ivy. And here is where the cows have knocked in a whole couple of courses of brickwork. And that's principally why the whole thing has to be changed. You go right along here. This is all going to be probably knocked down. If anything can be saved, it will be, but they're old bricks, so possibly not. And I suspect it looked very different later on. I'm now in Green Hamilton Post Office, where I've had to come because I need some cash to pay my roofer, because he insists on cash, and why not, I suppose. Maybe I shouldn't be saying that on camera, but anyway, I'm at the post office and they've done this rather marvellous extension. Well, it's always been here, but I think it was the sorting office, as this gentleman kindly mentioned, and he's assembling chairs.
Oh, we're ready for our first sit-down customers. It wouldn't work without the chairs.
Look at these chairs. Look how splendid they are. In a sort of... They look rather distressed.
They are, yes. It's a very clever sort of finish. They look as though they've been here for years, don't they?
They feel a bit like me this morning when I had to get up for the builders really early. I was feeling very distressed. And what's wonderful, if you look, there's a nice patio area, which I hadn't appreciated, out there. So look at that. You can sit in that sun trap with your coffee. I'm going to have to start coming here more often, I think. And then we've got these two splendid ladies here behind the counter, doing not very much. Oh, one of them's disappeared. She doesn't want to be on camera. And we've got one who's very pretty, and she's waiting for a customer, no doubt. But I think they open, is it tomorrow? Properly. Takeaways at the moment. But isn't it wonderful? So this is a wonderful initiative in Green Hamilton. I don't live in Green Hamilton, it's the next village on. But anyway, nice to see you. And I'll pop in for a coffee. Right, that is the post office sorted out, and there is the cash. Well, I've just been into the post office. Filthy lucre is what this is called. Filthy lucre. I always try to use real money when I can. It's most odd because these days real money doesn't seem to exist, does it, very often? Everything's just done electronically, digitally, I'm not sure. In other words, your money doesn't really exist. It sort of exists just as a number in a computer. There's nothing physically there. There's no silver, there's no gold. There's not even this paper stuff, which actually only represents, or used to represent, gold. That was the guarantee of the bits of paper, that you had sufficient gold, sufficient bullion to guarantee these bits of paper. But now we don't even have the bits of paper. But my roofer is insisting on bits of paper, so I'm going to rush back now to the cottage and see what progress has been made. Come with me. Well, it's essentially, I've done what I needed to do, is get some money, but in my village there are no shops. If you want to buy anything, you need to disappear, vanish from one's home, alight one's carriage, and find somewhere where you can buy something. There is literally nothing you can buy in the village. There is a pub, but they don't sell milk. So I've popped into a garage, which is about a 5-mile round trip. Literally, if you want a pint of milk, you must go on a 5-mile round trip. Well, I thought I'd kill two birds with one stone, having been to the post office, and I've harvested my requirements for the next 24 hours. I have roofers in, I have builders in, and tonight I think I'm going to need a stiff drink. Well, I'm back at the homestead, and it looks as if my house is being demolished. Here we've got the builders. We've got Kevin here, working very hard with his son.
We need new footing.
And we need new footings, apparently. What does that mean? Does that mean that's not solid enough, this bit here?
No, that's what it's built off, look. Right there. That's what it's built off.
Does it need to be deeper?
Yeah, it needs to be, well, even in concrete. It's just sand cement with a bit of brick here and there.
Ah, I see.
And it's only that.
Right, okay.
And it's cracked everywhere.
Rightio. That doesn't sound like good news, does it?
No. So that's all it was, huh?
Yeah, so that's no good to build on.
No.
Oh dear.
And like you say, it's cracked everywhere, and just your wall will just have cracking here there.
Right here.
You can see how it's come apart as well already.
So you're better off with new footings?
Yeah, we've got to put new footings, yeah.
Okay. Well, you quoted for that, didn't you, as an extra?
As an extra.
Yeah. And up top, we've got the roofers working very hard. This is a chap called Bill. I've forgotten the name of his sidekick. B. Newell Roofing. There we go. Doing a good job. There was I just thinking you just change a couple of tiles over, but it's not. It's far more extensive than that. And whilst I've been at the post office retrieving money, a skip has appeared. It's just as well I've just moved the Mini. So it's all actually happening, and it's all a bit frightening and overwhelming. But I'm sure it'll look good when it's finished. I'll let everybody get on with their work, but it's certainly, well, it's good that they're making a start. Well, there's the skip. And I thought the skip would be a sort of mini skip, but it's a huge, huge skip. Do you see it? And they've already started to fill it up with rubble. Oh, while we're here, you might as well see some of my old swords. That one used to belong to the Master General of the Knights, is it the Knights Templar? Anyway, he was a Polish general and settled in France. That's a nice 17th century rapier. There's a few of them in there really, you can't quite see through the window. But anyway, I put them there to make sure that people decide not to enter my premises because they may be skewered. But everyone's getting on with what they should be getting on with, and that's always a relief. I think I'm going to go in and have a cup of tea. I'm surrounded by noise. I was rather hoping to do a piece to camera. Finally managed to sit down for 5 minutes. Been a rather busy day. I think I'll return in a second when this has stopped. The walls are continuing to tumble down, as you can probably hear. I'm taking a moment's respite to have a well-earned cuppa. Oh dear. There's nothing like a cup of tea, is there? It really does revive one's spirits. Lovely day today. The wind's a bit chilly. But my gum, it's been productive. My house literally has been swarmed. It's like a hive of termites. I've got tradesmen crawling all over me at the moment. Anyway, I think they seem to be getting on. The bad news, of course, was once we got the walls down, we realised that the footings need to be replaced. I mean, they were no good. They were probably 200 years old, and they weren't even proper footings. So they're having to dig all of this out, dig all the earth. I mean, it's going to be a much bigger job now. I don't even know if I can afford it. Do you know, I'm going to have to get monetised on YouTube. Maybe that will pay for it. Fat chance of that happening soon. Anyway, I thought I'd sit down for 5 minutes. I'm going to put this video up, I think. But it'll only be part 1, so it will be continued. Because I'm sure you'll be absolutely fascinated about watching walls being broken down and walls going up. And I was there when they knocked the Berlin Wall down. I've actually got a bit of the Berlin Wall. And it's a very good prop if you're doing school assemblies, or sometimes even in sermons. And when speaking about freedom, well, I feel free of my walls. The walls of Jericho have come down. I've been surrounded by tradesmen. I'm not used to this as a hermit, you know. I'm almost expecting Rahab the prostitute to break in at any point and accost me. Such is life. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this first part of my... This is good, isn't it? You couldn't make it up. I think I'm going to end it here, as this is going to go on for a bit. But I will see you tomorrow on another video. Do tune in. God bless. And if you like what you see, subscribe. It would be nice. and give us a thumbs up, make a comment. But I hope to bring you more news of my domestic arrangements tomorrow. God bless you. See you soon.